So let's go on and jump right into it. So the first topic is PPP loan. We just see that the Biden administration has extended the statute of limitations in which the government can now investigate and prosecute anybody who has fraudulently obtained the PP, and that's the what is it called? A Paycheck Protection Act.
Oh no! Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. First, you gotta explain to everybody what it is. What is that for those who don't know? Straight up, I just learned today. So,
and that's very sad, but we're gonna get Jeeves up to speed. So, the Paycheck Protection Program, it was established during COVID at the beginning of the pandemic for small businesses to be if you ran into problems either being able to pay your employees because of the pandemic, and it was a couple of other stipulations, you could apply for this loan or grant from it's a loan, because the grants you don't have to pay back. It's a loan that you could apply for through the government, and they would grant you this money to cover those expenses for your so what has happened is, of course, during the pandemic, a lot of people created these fraudulent businesses, applied for the loans, got the loans, and now the government is coming back to those people and investigating, because they're like, where's this business? Where's this LLC that we gave millions and millions of dollars to? So basically, that is the issue. So the statute of limitations, when it first came out, when they start really realizing that people was being fraudulent with it, was only 2 years. But again, like I said, just the other day, the Biden administration passed not one, but two bills, which now extends that statute of limitations to 10 years. So now, given my thoughts on it, so now basically the people who went and got these loans, and let's just talk about it. So of course, we saw a lot of rappers went and got these loans and got caught getting those loans fraudulently. We saw a lot of people that we knew, you was hearing people going and getting these loans, getting anywhere from thousands of dollars to millions of dollars fraudulently. And then you would see like people was telling how easy it was to get the loans, whereas the small business who was really truly needing the loans and who it was really intended for, when they was applying for these loans, they was getting denied. They was applying 3, 4, 5, 6 times and getting denied each time. But again, these people who didn't have a business was getting these loans right off the rip. So that makes you kind of wonder, was it a trap? Because you got to just look at the scenario around it. We got it takes the Democrats and the Republicans to pass these bills, correct? And we know that they really can't agree on anything. But it said it had bipartisan support out the wazoo to pass this, to extend the statute of limitations to 10 years. And then you looking at a lot of these small businesses who was applying for these loans repeatedly ended up going out of business. Why would they continue to get denied? And these people who didn't even have a business, no legit business, no tax records, no anything, getting the loans just like that and getting large sums of money. So the question comes up is, do you feel sorry for these people? Because, you know, they get prosecuted, they might go to jail. We don't, I think the people who has been proved, I think it's been, I know like at least 3 people, and they've gotten jail time.
Now, let me make sure I'm understanding this right now. These people that are getting the jail time, we're talking about went and had fraudulent companies.
So basically what they did is they created a business,
money.
Right, and got the
money
loans.
During the pandemic, when everybody was going through it and everybody was having these hard times, they faking businesses and getting all this money, and the ones that are really struggling can't even get the loan. And the question is, do we feel sorry for them if they get more time? No. I mean, I don't want to say that, you know, they should have this long period of punishment, but I think there should be some type of punishment. I mean, because that's just wrong. I mean, that's just morally wrong and just lawfully wrong. So Uh-oh. Do you disagree? You think that was? I mean, that was fair to them. Like that was. I don't know if I feel like it was a trap because you didn't have to. You didn't have to apply for the loan.
You didn't have to apply for it, but they put it out.
So
there. I feel a lot of ways about it. If you really want to know, I feel a lot of ways about it. Because first off, I feel like who even came up with that PPP thing anyway? Who came up with it?
I'm assuming it was to help save the businesses that were, you know.
It was a Trump administration thing, right? It was a Trump administration thing. And to me, Trump plays, to me, now this is just my opinion. I can't speak for nobody. This is just me. To me, Trump plays dirty anyway. You know what I mean? To me, this is a man who doesn't pay taxes when, shit, I pay hella taxes. I pay hella taxes every year.
Yeah,
it hasn't been a year I can remember where I actually got a refund from taxes. I pay the hell out of taxes. You know what I mean? And I don't make no money. For me, I feel like I don't make no money to be paying the amount of taxes that I pay. And then you have a billionaire, millionaire whose family has always had money. You know, they're not paying taxes. They don't have to pay on taxes. I don't get that. And then we also talking about the same man who told these folks to go up to the damn Capitol and storm the Capitol, and they ran up there. To me, the man is a terrorist, and to me, yes, it was a setup he put. Let me tell you something. People were already poor. The average U.S. household is under 50K, and in 2022, you cannot feed a family of 4 or 5 on $50,000. You just can't. Hell, I can barely feed myself, and I make over $50,000. You know, and so I feel like it was a trap. And then I also feel like we was in the middle of a pandemic, right? You told everybody stop working, go home, work shut down, right? Mm-hmm. A lot of people was out of work. Some people was already out of work anyway. You know, you got those people who don't work and get $10,000 back at the end of the year every year, and then an additional 3, 4, 5 for every child they got at the end of the year. And they ain't worked all damn year, but here it is, I work all year and I don't get no money back. You know what I mean? So then I also feel like that's, well, at the end of the day, the bottom line, I feel like that shit is like Monopoly. Bank error in your favor. If you got it, you got it. If you missed it, you missed out. And I feel like to sit there and say that you're finna go back and get these poor people who already didn't have shit, and then the government misappropriated funds and gave funds out without doing the proper paperwork, the proper background, having people really go through the steps to get the money. They gave that money out. Shame on them. They knew better. They knew exactly what they was doing by flooding the streets with that money because they wanted us to go out there and spend it. They wanted people to go out there and put their money back in the economy, and that's exactly what they did. Because at that time, the economy was flourishing. Everybody was buying new shit. I bet. Even the rappers was going out here and getting these loans. These are already millionaires, and they going out here getting millions of dollars off of PPP, and they buy everybody Bugattis. You know what I mean? So to me, it was just the money did exactly what they wanted the money to do. They gave the money to folks misappropriately, and the folks spent the money, put the money back in the economy. And now to say that you finna sit there and waste all this money on the next 10 years trying to find and prosecute all these people who ain't had no money in the beginning. If they had some money, they would have got a PPP loan.
You just said
most of them, the majority of them didn't have
money.
Now
the rappers got these loans
now the rappers,
so all
like
of
that, yeah,
not
shame
all
on
of them
you.
were
People
poor little people.
People who already had the money and didn't need the money, yeah, shame on you for doing it. Right. Shame on everybody. Nobody should have did it. Nobody should have done it. What about those people
who already had money and took advantage of that?
Nobody should have did it.
So you thinking you're supposed to go,
but the government should have been more careful about putting money out there. I blame that.
Well, I don't know.
Well,
I get your point. I get your point about them wanting to put the money. I get all that.
And
but
they did exactly that.
I mean, you still didn't have to take this loan out. If you took the loan out,
let me talk about where that money is. That money gone. It got put back into the economy. It gone.
Fraud is fraud.
So now you finna come in and prosecute all these people.
If you took the loan out and you know you were committing fraud, you know you were taking the chance of having a punishment of committing fraud if you got caught.
I live in Atlanta. I take a chance every day I go outside.
Which we all do these days.
Yeah. So I do agree that they wanted to put the money out there, but I don't think the purpose of the money was to flood the poor people with, or anybody with the money. I think the original purpose of those PP loans were to save small businesses. So basically, it was to give some kind of stimulus to these small businesses at a time where they knew they couldn't pay their workers and things like that. So that's the purpose of the loan. Now, it did become something else when, like you said, people found out, hey, it's easy for me to apply for this, get it, and I'm going to do it. But at the same time, the way I look at it is as this. Okay, good. It was a trap, right? And I get it. Okay, maybe you didn't see it right off, but there was a lot of people saying, hey, y'all, stop doing this because it's going to catch up to you. But everybody kept doing it because it was so easy. It was so easy.
Now, if you got 4, 5 of them, yeah, shame on you. If you got 2 of them, shame on you. You know what I mean?
So
like, if you got one, really shame on you. Now, I'm all about upholding the law. Trust me, I'm all about upholding the law, most definitely. You know what I mean?
I think they made it easier for,
and so,
they made it so easy. Go ahead.
Right. So what I was
so,
going to say, I ain't going to say that I judge anybody who went and took advantage of it. If you took advantage of it, you took advantage of it. But
you took that chance.
Right, you took that chance, but now you got to be man enough and stand up and say, hey, I took that chance, I got caught, so I'm going to do my time. You can't be mad about it. You can't say, oh, this
But what about those who
you just got to take the responsibility for it. Like
what about those
Jason,
who you know damn well can't pay that money back? If you know, what about those you know damn well can't pay that money back?
That's their fault.
They took that chance.
You took that chance. So you got to say, you know what? I'm going to take this money. I'm going to go ball out on this money. I can't pay it back. So when if it's come time for me for the day of reckoning, then I just got to take the consequences. Now, that person, I'm cool with. I got empathy. You know what? I'm riding with you because you know what? You took the consequences for the actions you took. Now, the people who want to be like
a booster and a scammer anyway.
So just like a drug dealer, when a drug dealer go pick up that package, they taking that chance. They know they want to make that money, but they taking that chance. They knowing if they do this and get caught, they know what the repercussions are.
Right. Everybody saw Trump do that. Just like he gave out them stimuluses like that. You know, Trump was like, let me get this money out here because I can get reelected. If the people like me, if the people love me, I can get reelected. So Trump flooded the streets with money. He just did it. That's why a lot of folks like Trump at the end of the day, because Trump ended up being a people person. Like, yeah, he got a nerve with how abrupt he is and how rude and arrogant he is. But at the end of the day, he did some stuff for the people, and the best thing he could do for the people is put money in their pocket, and he did it.
And he did.
But he know. I mean, that's what he does. I mean, he's a businessman. He's a millionaire. He likes money. He thinks money. Anything can buy money. Money can buy anything.
He don't know nothing but money. That man came from money. He don't know nothing but money.
He came from money, lost money, and got money back, and then he in stealing debt. But hey, that ain't neither here nor there for me. That ain't my business. I'm gonna go on and say, call me exclusive. Made a good point. And we're going to wrap this subject on up off of her point. The people that took the money fraudulently are opportunists. I wouldn't personally do it. The small companies that needed it weren't eligible, and many businesses closed. So everybody who got that money fraudulently, I feel like they should make them do something for those businesses that closed because you took away families' income and everything. The people they employed, you took food off their table. So I think that should be a part of their punishment.